Hey, what's happening everyone? Journeyman here and welcome back to Roda to Glory. We are absolutely on fire, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at some of the results since the last time you joined us. And boy, it's been impressive stuff indeed. So, the last time you joined us was the 5-0 victory over Ramsalon, and our form has continued. We've beat Sparta, first of all, 3-0. Jeff Rennie Adelaide getting a couple goals. Bill also getting on the score sheet. Then we beat Den Haag 2-0. Again, very comfortable. Again, Jeff Rennie Adelaide keeping his good form going with a couple of goals. Then we beat PSV Eindhoven at their own ground 1-0. Jeff Rennie Adelaide once again getting on the score sheet. And then most recently, we drew 1-1. That wasn't the best result in the world. We actually played pretty well, and Bill getting a goal. But Hank Verman popping up in the 83-minute mark to get an equaliser for Heerenveen. So, look at this run of games. Right now, over the last 7 games, we have 6 wins and only 1 defeat. So let's move this all the way up now into 8th place in the table, and it's very, very close, as you can see. Only 4 points separates us and 3rd place Groningen. And honestly, we're just playing really well. Really good football. And yeah, things are very, very positive going towards the mid-season mark here in the Eredivisie. So today's episode, we have 2 games obviously for you. First of all is Go Ahead Eagles, and then after that we play NEC. So 2 winnable games, 2 very winnable games. Honestly, we should keep our run form going after these 2 games. It shouldn't be a problem. And after that, we've only got 3 games until the mid-season break. So let's get straight into the action today. This is how I've been lining up over the last couple of weeks. Hideous has been in goal. Dijkhuizen at right back. Basang, Morala, De Silva finish with the back line. Nascimento is going to protect the back line with McCreaney and Natic in front. Wilson and Adelaide are going to be the inside forwards. And then obviously Bill is going to lead the line with 7 goals so far this season. All right, let's get things rolling in today's episode. Obviously, Go Ahead. They are a new team in this division. I've always loved the team name Go Ahead Eagles. I don't know why it's always attracted me as a football fan. I don't know, just maybe the uniqueness of the name, maybe how fun it is. I don't know, it's just a great name. I love Go Ahead Eagles name. All right, first highlight in 5 minutes into the game. Let's see if we can get off to a flyer. Here's Jay De Silva, who's been really good for me so far this season. Very good attacking threat going forward. All right, here's Dijkhuizen, who's been getting a lot of plaudits lately. I think he's on 6 assists for the season. He's played really well. There's Wilson. Puts the ball in. Nascimento can't win it, but there's Basang right on cue to do it. There's Dijkhuizen, goes by his man. Cross it in. Adelaide heads it down to Wilson. Harry Wilson. Headed down for the assist from Bill. I thought it was Adelaide that rose highest, but it was actually Bill with the layoff. And that puts us now up to 5th place in the table. Only 2 points now behind 2nd place Ajax. It's been a great start to the campaign for us, and that was a great finish from Harry Wilson, who, by the way, has been a wonderful signing for us as well. Really come into his own this season. Creative force, always dangerous, probing. His dribbling ability is top notch. He beats players left, right, and centre. Plenty of pace, really good vision. Normally picks out the right pass. Really, really good signing. All right, here's a chance now for Go Ahead. First one of the game for them. Holscher to Klassen. Ooh, that was a decent chance for them. He found space in the box, got the shot off, but goes harmlessly over the bar. All right, halftime here, and it's only 1-0, and it's been a pretty tight affair, actually, surprisingly. Go Ahead have had a real go at it, if you could say that. 44% possession to 56. By the way, the new tactic is very focused around possession. Shorter passing, lower tempo, etc. gets you those kind of results. And so far, the team has reacted very, very positively. Obviously, we have a lot of players with technical ability, and it definitely helps to play that kind of style of football. So for the second half, I'm actually going to make a slight adjustment in midfield. That's something I usually do if we're not fully in control of the game. So I like to bring on Jules Jacobs. I like to play him as a Carolero. He's a bit more technical on the board than Natic and McCreaney, and just a bit more gifted when it comes to playmaking. So I like to bring him on, and he usually does a pretty solid job for me. He's not been outstanding, but he's still a very young talent. He's only 18 or 19 years old, so he's going to be a really good player in the future, but I like to bring him in when we're not controlling the game as much as I would have liked. All right, first highlight of the second half. Here's Jacobs, and the ball gives the ball away. Of course, I praise him and then gives it away. Here's Worsnack through on goal. Straight at Eurus this time, though. Never in danger of going in. At 70 minutes on the clock, I'm making another change, actually. Things aren't... we still haven't got the second goal yet. I want to get a second goal desperately. I don't trust Football Manager when you're only 1-0 up. So I'm going to pick on Joey Conins. He's been coming in. He's basically been the second choice striker. Danny's been kind of relegated to third choice striker because the system is very focused on maintaining possession, keeping the ball short of passing. Danny's not as good technically as Joey and Bill. So he's definitely dropped to third choice. But he's always an option in case I have to throw someone on late to try and get myself a goal. But Joey's going to come on for Bill for the last 25 minutes or so. All right, here's a highlight. 75 minutes on the clock. Here's Hardveld to Zeppar. Hardveld hits it long. Basong does well to hold him off. There's Doikhaus, Eurus hits it long. Adelaide could win that in the air. He doesn't, but Jacobs is going to do well here to get the loose ball. There's Wilson to Conins. Joey Conins gives the ball away cheaply. There's a chance now for go-ahead on the counter-attack. Ball's put in the box. The Koga with a header, and it's gone in off the underside of the bar. Oh, for frick's sake. I tell you, I think you guys are my unlucky charms. I always seem to concede silly goals when I do a commentary, because we've been playing absolutely amazing until this game. This game we haven't played very well. It's a good header. Got a little bit lucky, though, bouncing off the underside of the bar and trickling over the line. All right, so we have 12 minutes to go in this game. We're going to go on the attack, of course. Not going to make any other changes as far as personnel, though. Best attacking personnel are out there. All right, so only 5 seconds left in this game. It looks like it's going to be a very, very disappointing 1-1 draw against Go Ahead Eagles. This is a game that we should have won, and should have won very comfortably. Honestly, that was a very, very poor display from the boys. We should have beat them. That's really put a dent, honestly. It's too early to say, really, but we've got to win games against Go-Ahead Eagles at home. That's just, if we're going to get into Europe this season, that's what we need to do. But lucky enough, we have a game just like 5 days from now, so we have a chance to bounce back from this very disappointing display. All right, so here we go, up against NEC now in our second game of the episode. This is a game we should win comfortably again, but you know what happened last time I said that. So we're going with the exact same team as before. Make a slight adjustment, perhaps. I'm gonna use Natic as a box-to-box midfielder. Call me crazy, but the guy has popped up on numerous occasions to get key goals for us. He does find himself in and around the box, so I encourage that. He could get himself a couple more opportunities and maybe get himself on the score sheet today. So that's the only slight adjustment I'll make for today's game. We'll stick with what we got, and I'm pretty confident in the players that we have to do the job. Apparently the key player is Tahi Chong, who's on loan from Manchester United. I thought Fellaini had crazy hair. That is absolutely absurd. We'll move forward, and let's just get a positive result today. Let's try and bounce back, and let's get a win, keep up the pressure on the teams above us in the table. All right, first half chance. Here's Natic at the edge of the area, finds Dijkhausen. Dijkhausen crosses the ball in. Look for Adelaide at the back post. Now, he's headed a couple in this season, and that was a good opportunity for him. That has to go down as a clear-cut chance for Jeff. All right, here's the Silva to Nascimento to the Silva. Great cross that is. Looking for Wilson. Wilson lays it off to Natic in the box and scores. Ogden Natic gets in there, my son. Great finish there. High assist for Harry Wilson. Again, maybe a little tweak in the box-to-box midfielder has paid off for me. He found himself in an advanced position, and Wilson picked him out beautifully. De Silva did well to get by his man, put it in. Wilson does really well to lay it across. One touch out of his feet and smashed it past the goalkeeper. No chance. And it's 1-0. I got to defend this corner, though. Who the hell was marking him? That was far, far too easy, and we were very lucky to get away with that. All right, here is Adelaide now to McCreaney. McCreaney switches the play to Wilson. Bills come short for the ball, but that's a great ball to Adelaide. Through on goal. Oh, Adelaide has been in such form this season. You would have thought he would have tucked that one home, but disappointing as well. Wilson's picked up a knock. This is not a good sign. We can't really afford to lose Harry Wilson. He's a key player to our team. It looks like it could be a bad one as well. The physios had to come on for him. We'll wait. We'll see what happens here. I'm presuming it's a bad injury. He's coming off to the side, so it's not a red injury, which means he could probably play out the rest of the game, but I don't really want to risk it, though. Again, he doesn't belong to me. He belongs to Liverpool, and I want to try and protect him because we're going to need him for the run-in if you want to stand any chance of qualifying to Europe. Alright, so here's the corner kick finally. It's taken a while. Adelaide really should have tucked that one home, though. Oh, well, never mind. It is a red injury, and it's apparently a foot injury. Alright, so instead of... We'll bring on Van Velzen instead to cut in from the right. He is a left footer, of course, so cutting in from the right should benefit him. But he's a different kind of player to Harry Wilson. He's not anywhere near as dynamic on the ball. There's Gola. There's a Chong. Good tackle there from McQueenie. Hits it long. Now Natic is the last man for some reason. Not quite sure what happened there, but he does really well to hold the ball. Lays it across to Adelaide. 2-0. Get in there, Natic. I did not expect you to be the furthest man forward. I am not sure what instructions that he is on for that, but boy, did he do well. The defensive midfielder beats a couple of players, held the ball up beautifully, laid across to Adelaide, who smashes it home. 2-0. Can you believe it? What a game so far for Natic. All right, halftime break, and we're dominating. We're dominating. We're 2-0 up, so we're exactly where we want to be for the second half. So excellent performance all around, especially for Natic. He had a wonderful, wonderful first half performance. And if we can continue this into the second half, it could be a 3 or 4-0 scoreline. But here's a chance now for NEC at the start of the second half. They're going to come out firing, no doubt. Here's Breiberg to Chong. To Dijkstra, that's a great challenge. And here we are on the counter-attack. Now, Bill should be able to hold the ball. Can't do it well enough. Ball's cleared. Here's Chong. To Larson, that's a good ball. To Navati, through on goal, and a great save there from Eurus. And fantastic save from Hidder Eurus. He's had a really good season too thus far in his second spell on loan to us. Alright, so here is Breinberg. Hits it long. Finds Chong. He's got past Dykos, and that's a great interception from Morala. And the following shot goes wide, but that was a fantastic interception from the young Brazilian defender. All right, let's make a change out here. Gonna switch around Jeff and Giuliano, and just because Giuliano is really struggling on the right, didn't expect that. He had a good game in the cup a while ago in that position, so I expected better from him. What changes can we make? Could bring off Bill. No, we'll leave him on for now. We're gonna bring off McQueenie. I'm going to bring off McQueenie. I'm going to bring on Root Yes instead. It'll be an easy, straight for player swap, role for role swap, pretty much. Instead of having to bring on Jacobs today, I can bring on Root Yes because we're 2-0 up. Alright, not quite sure if there's a highlight or not, or just me messing around has caused this kind of a highlight. Here's Breinberg. I mean, NEC have been much better in the second half. I'll give them that. That definitely causes problems. In fact, here's a corner kick now. I presume the changes will be made during the corner. Yes, they are. Okay, so the ball is being whipped in here. Here's Larson. Larson puts in the Dijkstra, and it's not going to count. The assistant linesman has his flag up. It will not count. Yeah, so the assistant linesman was stagnant at the very top end of the screen. All right, so we've got 10 minutes to go in this game. Just got to see it out. Should be pretty comfortable from now on. Disappointing not to really kick on in the second half. Provided very, very little attacking prowess, which is disappointing. Here's Rutjes, though. Rutjes, last time he really played for me, he got 4 goals. There he is again on the ball to Natic. De Van Velzen finds the Silva on the overlap. Good cross that is, looking for Bill. But the defender does really well to put it into touch for a corner kick. Here's the Silva to Nascimento. Cross it in. Finds Rutjes. Ooh, good block there from the defender. And Rutjes should be able to reset as he plays it wide to Silva. Great ball from Nathan Rutjes. Alright, just 4 minutes added on time here. Looks like this game is going to be over now. Very comfortable victory. Happy to get a 2-0 win. Keep a clean sheets and stop the rot of 2 draws in a row. Obviously, this result, by the way, as well, does now move us up into 5th place in the table, at least for the time being, until the teams below us play their game in hand. But things are going really, really well thus far. The boys are playing well. The dressing room is looking really good too. The squad dynamics, and I'll show you in a second, is looking pretty positive. As you can see, dressing room is excellent right now. They're enjoying playing together, pulling in the same direction. I have no cause of complaint. Any issues? I'm being supported by the guys as well. There are a couple of players that want to leave natural leagues and not getting first team football. As far as core groups go, we basically split into 3 groups. We got the core social group, and then we got the secondary social group, and then the secondary social group B. This is interesting right here. This is a young core that came in during the off season, so that's interesting that they've kind of pushed themselves into their own their social group. I presume it's an age thing, perhaps. It says that here it's mostly Brazilian players who are similar of age. So going forward, I'm going to have to somehow meld them into my core social group, because a lot of these players are going to be my core players for years to come. Nascimento, Bill, Morala, and Jacobs, all quality players that I would like to be able to build around in the future. Nascimento might be difficult. He's going to get looks from bigger teams in the very near future, no doubt about it. This guy is a special special talent. He's only 19 years old, and I think he's going to be something really, really special in this league. With that in mind, what I did, I actually gave him a new contract, gave him a little bit more on the appearance fee, and he raised his demands for minimum fee release clause to about 7. And was it? I can't see it now because I got the thing in the way, but 7.25 million. There you go. So he gets a little bit. So he's a little bit more secure. If I do sell him, £7 million would be a bad fee for him. I'm going to keep edging it up over time, etc. But bad news here, though. Wilson's going to be out 4 to 5 weeks with a twisted ankle. That's disappointing because you saw how poor we were once he kind of left. He's a big part in how we like to play. Yes, Ballet also gets an extra year too. That's not a big deal. I wanted to keep him on anyway because he's an experienced campaigner and a team leader in the locker room, and everything's going well with him. Again, I want to keep him on as a coach, to be honest with you. Not the greatest coach in the world by any sense of the word, but I'd like to keep him on just because he knows the club and he's well respected around it. So that's going to complete the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to hit the like button. If you want to see more videos by me in the future, please hit subscribe, turn notifications on. The next episode will be out as soon as I can. As you can see in front of you, we have the winter break here in Holland. Obviously, then the January transfer window is going to be open during that time. As far as making moves, I'm pretty happy with the team right now. I might try and get rid of some players to lower our wage bill to try and improve the finances. That's the only thing I might do. Apart from that, we're looking really strong, really solid. Going into the second half of the campaign, sitting in 5th position, we've got a really, really good chance of achieving our goals this season, which is going to be getting into Europe. And obviously, we're in the Dutch Cup still. We play NEC, who we just played a second ago. If we can win that competition, that will be a huge, huge bonus for the series. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the very next part. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.